to start the episode, we had the premiere of Sprint, the Netflix original series covering a few of our star athletes, and it's out now, and let's just get into it, man. Like, what did you think? What are some of the highlights of the show, lowlights of the show, something that you took note of, man? What did you think about it?
Yeah, dude, I liked it a lot. I'll go over the things that I liked, and I'll go over things that I didn't like. But I thought it was a net. I think it's a net positive. Like, it's an overall good thing that we had. The thing I'm not surprised about that I did like. I like the insight that they've had. They talk about the Jamaican women a lot and getting into Elaine Thompson-Herah's departure from MVP. They talk about that a little bit. They go over a little bit of Noah and Fred's kind of, how they're very different people. They talk about that a little bit, which was really cool. As well as they don't gloss over some of the difficulties that Marcel Jacobs had with his injuries. They dive right into it. They're like, dude, you don't line up on the track. Like, what's going on here? They also talk a little bit about Zharnel Hughes with his false starts and just how he had consistently false started, across the last few seasons, and they dive into those. And so a lot of those questions and things that you're looking for, they cover. And while as an avid track fan, I know how the story paints out. For anyone that hasn't watched this, I mean, spoiler alert, but I mean, you all are track fans, so you know how these stories go. But in the documentary on episode 5 is the best episode, by the way. Like, if you can only watch one episode, watch episode 5. It is the best one that they have. But they're like painting, and they're saying how Shericka Jackson, and they're doing a lot of comparisons with like FloJo's world record in the 200 meters. Like, is she gonna get it? And like, they're even like doing changing the image where it's like FloJo over Shericka, like go, and like you would think, oh, she's gonna break it, but like as a track fan, I'm like, I know she doesn't break it, but like they're making it seem like it is, which is like, it's interesting being on the other side of it. It's good though. I would say here, this is going to be my rating system. We'll call it like 4 laps. Like, if it's a 4 lap show, then it's that's the best one. If it's 1 lap, then it's bad. So it's like a mile, as if it's a mile. I'd say this is like, it's like 3.5 laps. 3.5 laps, about almost a 1,500, almost there. It's really good. There were some things that I would have liked to see a little bit more of. I'll get into that. I know that you're still finishing it up, but what were some of the things that you liked? I mean, you were a part, like, while we don't get to see your training group in there, they did do some recording at your area. But what were your kind of thoughts, as you're getting started on this?
Yeah. I mean, I think, like you said, it's a net positive for the sport. And I think more than anything, it's highlighting the fact that these people are humans, right? Like, we're getting a little bit of a different perspective. We were able to see Noah in the house. We were able to see Marcel around his loved ones, like, it's giving it's breaking down that fourth wall, and it's giving us another perspective on these athletes. And the way that Netflix wants to spin it or like create their narratives is fine. But I think it's great that we get an opportunity to connect with these athletes in a way that we weren't. And like, the last time I checked, it's number 4 on Netflix. Like, it's the number 4 most trending show on Netflix. So if you're around our sport and you follow our sport, 9 times out of 10, you believe that we don't get enough coverage and we don't get enough love and we don't get enough attention. So for Netflix to highlight some of the biggest stars in the sport, it's only going to funnel, more attention to the sport come Olympics, and hopefully it lasts after. Hopefully they can do another series, like a season 2, like they did with like quarterback or wide receiver, like the NFL, kind of similar thing they did there. So overall, man, it's great for the sport. And I was looking for my cameo. So they came to our track and they filmed a bunch of content, a bunch of footage of us on the track, like tons of cameras. And obviously Noah was like the focus of it. And they pulled us aside and like had to sign waivers and stuff. So I was like, okay, like maybe I'll be in there. Like, my hair's braided, so I'll probably look good, whatever. But nah, man, it's a dope show. I'm happy for the sport because of it.
Yeah, I agree. I thought it was really well done, and yeah, they're filming season 2 already, which is great. I guess they're going to be covering the going through the Olympics and everything like that. The episode that I am most excited for, because I was there, is the NYC Grand Prix, because they had all their cameras there with Fred Kerley, Noah Lyles, all of that. And obviously there was a lot that happened in that episode with at that meet, with Elaine Thompson-Herah going down, Fred Kerley, you know, his things with his sponsorship and everything. So I was making sure I was front row for all of the interviews when we're doing the post-race interviews for Noah and Fred. I was like, no, I got to get on here. I was trying to think of, like, let me get some spicy question. I got to get something. I want them to use one of my things. Let me try. So we'll see, but I'm sure that episode is going to be great. They were filming. I'm in the background of a couple of those things. So yeah, it's that's going to be a good one. But yeah, like, I thought it's a net positive. It's really great. Some areas that I would like to see some changes or things. Now, they're people, but I'm going to call them like characters, because, like, it's characters in a movie, but, you know, athletes. Noah is by far the best, like, character in the movie, or the most engaging in the documentary. Like, he's, as he mentions it, like, he's like a showman. Like, he's going through, he's saying the one-liners, the hot takes, that's what everyone says before they get beat. And so it's like, there's a lot of things when they're going through and, like, having and, like, talking to him. And, like, in episode 5, you really get a good kind of juxtaposition where they'll flash with Noah Lyles, and then they'll go into Fred Kerley and how they're just very different people. But, like, you know, Zharnel Hughes doesn't have much. They talk about stuff, but there's not much, like, you know, they're not building up that rivalry where, like, Noah's like, nah, I'm trying to build. He's like, no, I'm trying to beat everyone. Like, oh, he had a world lead. Great. That's another person I'm going to beat. I'm like, yeah, like, that's a good way to add to the storyline, versus others are like, yeah, you know, I'm just trying to focus on my own race and see how we do. It's like, nah, we got Netflix is in front of you, and we just going to talk about, yeah, you know, it was a good race. I'm hoping that we do better. Like, nah, like, let's see some stuff going on. Like, that would have been really cool to get some more of, but it was still overall, I'd say, you know, a good show, and one that I was definitely looking forward to, for sure, man.
Yeah, for sure, man. Like, you know, we always gonna have our gripes or things that we want, things that we would desire, but, you know, overall, we got a W for the sport, so we got.
It was positive. Yeah. There's obviously there's some criticism, there's stuff like that, but, like, I'd look at it, like, because how we were talking earlier with like our podcast and stuff. It's like, yeah, I think we were texting over the weekend. It's like, yeah, you gonna get hit. Like, if you don't have people that are disliking you, then you're not doing something right. Like, if you have people that are disliking your stuff, then you're doing something right. Because I did another episode that I filmed with what's it called? Productions. Why am I talking the name? Total Running Productions. Yeah. Like a bonus type thing with him. And he said the same thing. He's like, yeah, like, you know, you're popping when you start having some haters and stuff. So it's like, you're number 4 in Netflix. Of course, you're gonna have some people that don't like what you're talking about. So no, they did well there, man. They did well. For sure. Yeah. Hopefully, when they start filming the next one, make sure you get your braids done again, and maybe they'll actually put the thing in there for the episode. So no, that's good. That's good.